Surveillance video shows police chasing down suspects after a shooting that wounded 5 people outside of a Philadelphia rec center. Nearly 100 shots were fired outside Shepherd Rec Center.
10 weapons were recovered. A few were semi-automatics, 2 are AR-15s, and nearly 100 rounds fired right here yesterday evening. Now tonight,
nearly 100 rounds were fired just outside the Shepherd Recreation Center in West Philadelphia yesterday evening. Witnesses say there were dozens of children playing there are critically wounded. District Attorney Larry Krasner says the 3 young men arrested and at least 3 others being sought by police face very serious charges.
Those charges, if there is no fatality by tonight, will include attempted murder. If there's a fatality, it will include murder, aggravated assault, weapons charges, conspiracy, and there is more that I could say.
Your deal was nothing short of traumatizing.
Gunshots and return fire, and when you got here, you see bodies on the ground. Bodies laying on the ground, kids running and screaming. It's a sad thing, but it's not something that's unnormal.
Man, Philadelphia is on fire, man. Philly's out of control. Straight war zone over there, man. Who's running that city, man? Well, we know who's running the city. It's the gangsters. You wonder how they get to that point. Those elected officials over there, ooh, straight garbage, man. It seems like every time I turn around, I'm hearing something about Philly, and it's this non-stop gunplay. And it's crazy because most of these cities where all this stuff is happening have the strictest gun laws. 100 rounds, man. That's like some stuff going on in Sinaloa. You know, that's like some cartel stuff, man. 100 rounds? The people of that city gotta be to the point where they're just like fed up. I don't see how they cannot be ready to do a recall, because that's beyond any type of understanding right there. You know, that's not something you can look past. I mean, and this is going on, it seems like every other weekend. I know they said Labor Day weekend there was like 40 shootings out there. I mean, whatever they're shooting victims for the year, it's got to be triple what it's been in the last 4 years with everything going on out there. You know, and it's not just Philly. It's, you know, I just did a video about, you know, in LA, you know, it's going on in Chicago. You know, there are a handful of other cities that are having, you know, similar problems. New York is crazy. I mean, the purge, man, the purge. It's like, but it's nonstop purge, you know. So on one side, you have baby Iraq with the gunplay and the shootings and the murders and all the craziness. And then on the other side, you have zombie land, zombie apocalypse, zombie fallout, crack central, meth central, fentanyl #1, beat me up Scotty. Can I get a blast? Blast me up. Give me a hit. Big hit. Beam zone. High dome. High beam. Out of control, man. Philly's out of control. Oh man, if you live out in that town, man, I feel for you. You got kids, you can't even let them outside by themselves. Now with all that craziness going on. And they're sending money overseas, huh? Hey man, those are your people, man. You know, they don't care though. They're gonna make their money regardless. They're gonna get it. The community, so what? They don't go over there. That's how they look at it. We don't know those crackheads, those meth heads, those pill poppers, those dope fiends. And we ain't letting the shooters come over here because we got gated communities. As long as they're on that side of town, we good. Got to be a better solution, man. You tell me, what is it? These guys are, going full, Call of Duty on the street, and, thinking it's all good. And then whenever you think like, as far as if you were somebody trying to protect your family and you had a situation like this, and then they exploited you for maybe doing something to one of these people who were out here wilding out, how would you feel? So you can only imagine the people who are trying to defend themselves, what they're up against, because if you are actually protecting yourself, you're actually becoming they're making you the villain. It's all backwards, man. It's like that old Superman episode of Bizarro World where the criminals are able just to prey on innocent victims with no consequence, with no repercussions. It's just all out crime everywhere. For criminals, they're like, this is great. Shit, we walk outside, I carry my pistol, I can shoot it out somebody and nothing to worry about. And, all's good. But for a person who's actually trying to live a righteous life, somebody who's trying to do the right thing, man, it's like, damn, man, how do we get back to some morals and values? I don't know, man. And I always tell you guys, I've been on both sides. I know about, those streets and the straps and all that stuff, man. And I look back now and I think, wow, how wild was I? How ignorant was I to just engage in that stuff? And I'm not saying it now because I'm soft or I'm weak or I'm a sellout. I'm just saying it from a perspective where it's not cool even when you're young. And because we don't have the proper mentoring, or we've been so far removed from a spiritual sense that we think that that's the norm, we participate in that. And it's not something I would endorse on any level. Because at the end of the day, you happen to get caught up and you lose your youth through those prison walls. You think about all the good you could have done instead of all the wrong you did. And you don't think about this when you're young. You're indestructible. You're out there busting cheeks. You're slanging. You got a strap. You done busted on fools. You're popping perks. Or you're tooting and doing your thing, popping your collar, playing with your nose. It's all good. But when all that high and life comes crashing down, and you have to deal with a reality when things didn't go your way and you're looking at 20, 30 years, man, life gives you a reality check. I'm saying before it gets to that point, man, give yourself a reality check and think about all your options. A lot of options out there, man. I know I didn't think about a lot of mine, and I squandered certain things. And one thing I tell you, money, you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. You know, you can go down the street and get into a situation and, you know, that's it. That time is gone, you know, whether it's accident or bad situation. I mean, dude, you can't get that back. You wreck your car, you can go buy another one. You know, part of your house burned down, you can buy another one, but you can't get your time back. And time, man, that's going to be your detriment. So, I don't know, you guys, man. You got to think bigger, man. Think above and beyond what you've been doing and the opportunities out here, because I hate to see you guys be a part of that and realize that, man, I really messed up. I could have done something different. Because that criminal shit, it's not all a gangster like they say. I mean, I know the hip hop industry and the rappers and everybody, and you're thinking, oh, these guys are still living it up. They ain't going to jail, or they beat this case, or this and that. That's all to keep you guys doing the same stuff. So you eventually, through just sheer numbers, will go to prison. That's a psychological play. You think it's cool, sweet, so you continue to do the crime. But these guys, dude, they living in mansions. They getting house arrest, you know, unless you get caught up like Young Thug, and they make an example out of him. I mean, if he was anywhere else and he had diplomatic, you know, credentials, he'd have diplomatic immunity. But if he had diplomatic immunity, he wouldn't have been involved in that anyways, because he would have been doing things at a different level, like maybe Akon. There's different levels to the game, man. You make that kind of money, you establish yourself, man. You get you a foundation that allows you to move in circles where you're not subjecting yourself to certain things. And then there's a level where you're doing it and you still run around with the same bullshit. And when shit hits the fan, you're gonna go in that dog kennel. I just try to put you guys up on game because I know a lot of you don't get it, and you live in a high life and money's good, everything's happening, and you're not tripping. But I want to see you guys do something bigger with yourself, so I keep, you know, lacing you up. That's why I tell you, never settle for average. We'll pick you up ahead at nsfa.co. And I'm going to keep you laced up, man. Big hurt. Positivity, motivation.
Go to muscleupdetailspray.com and pick you up some merch.
Hello, I'm Big Herc 916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.